Okay, so in the last class, we have started the topic called cloud formation. So in that cloud formation, already we have seen the default templates which are there in the AWS. So AWS giving the free templates for EC2 cloud formation as well as for creating the VPC. Hope all of you know about how to create the VPC. Okay, the same in the manual way. So we are writing the scripts. In the same way, we are writing the scripts for creating the infrastructure. That's why cloud formation is called as infrastructure provisioning tool. Okay, so infrastructure provisioning tool, so called cloud formation. So we have one more tool called Terraform. Okay, we have one more tool called as Terraform. So that is also infrastructure provisioning tool like cloud formation. Okay, so but the difference here it is, so Terraform is a third party. It is a third party tool. So this can be used for any cloud. Okay, that maybe it can be used for Azure, it can be used for AWS, it can be used for GCP. So likewise, it can be used for any environment. That means the scripts which are available in the website depending on the environment, that is Azure or AWS or GCP. Whereas cloud formation is purely AWS service. It is purely AWS based. That is the only difference between cloud formation and Terraform. But the scripts are also different. The way of writing, so the scripts you are using for AWS cloud formation cannot be suitable for Terraform. We have a different format of writing the scripts for Terraform. Okay, Terraform, it is using Python, I think. Okay, it is using the Python script we need to write. Okay, so anyway, in the last class already explained. So here I have classified how to create a VPC, how to create security group, and how to attach the VPC to the EC2, and how to launch an application by using EC2. So these topics we will see in this class. Okay. So along with we will see some more tools. So first VPC. So I have explained these things in the last class. So just refer that video, you can clearly understand what is by this. Okay, it is nothing but creation of a simple VPC. So I'm not taking the private. Okay, I'm taking only public subnets. Okay, I'm taking only public subnets, and so VPC here I'm creating the internet gateway. So internet gateway attached to the VPC. I'm creating the two subnets, subnet 1 and subnet 2. Okay, so I'm creating the route table. So this will be and the default route table, the value I'm giving here, and the public subnet association. So two association, and creating a security group with no ingress. That means it is no ingress security group, no rule is there. Okay. So these are the outputs which are showing the in the cloud formation tool. Okay, that means for each and every resource creation, so this will be the display. Okay, I'll show how to work with the cloud formation now. Cloud formation. So we click on the cloud formation. So here in the cloud formation, it is called as infrastructure provisioning tool, cloud infrastructure we are creating. So in this, we are writing the templates. Okay, we are writing the scripts that is called as templates. So the function of the use of templates is to create the stack. Stack means resources. Okay, so create a stack. So here, if you click on the create stack, you are able to see four options on the left side, 4 steps: specify template and specify stack details, configure stack options, review. And in the first step, you are able to see 3 options: prepare template. So if the template is ready, okay, then you need to upload the template. And if you want to use sample template, then so here Amazon provides a sample templates. Okay, you can use the sample templates here. Okay, and create template in designer. So here we are creating the stack in 3 ways. So ignoring the second case, if you are writing the script in manually, okay, so then you can use this script. You can give the template. Or if you want to design, okay, if you want to design the resources, okay, we have that part also there. Like we have, for example, as you are all belong to the teaching, so you know the MATLAB, right? So in the using MATLAB, we can design the code as well as we can write the code. Likewise, so this cloud formation provide two types of options. One is designing. Okay, so if you want to design, so click on the create designer template. Okay, so here it will show simple drag and drop options will be there. Simply you need to attach. So this is the place you need to attach the template. So whenever you are attaching the resources, whenever you are attaching the resources, automatically in the background the code is running. Okay, the background code is running. The code is available in the two languages. One is JSON language, other one is AML language. Okay, for example, if I take you want to create an EC2, just go to the bottom. So here you have an option EC2. So just drag and drop EC2. So instance. Here we have an instance. Just drag and drop. So this is the EC2 instance. AWS EC2 instance. Okay, whenever you are writing the instance, so see here, one code is running in the background. Okay, so if you want to attach a VPC to this this EC2, so then, or if you want to attach a security group, okay, then drag and drop the security group. Just join the points. Okay, just join these points. Yes, so connection is established. Okay, now security group is attached to the EC2. Now you can see the same language. So here you can see the green message, right? So successfully converted template to JSON. So if you want to get the message in AML format, you can get the AML format. So if you want to see the template, so this is a component wise. Okay, so this is a component wise. So click the component, the details will be there. It is security group component. This is a instance component. Click on the template. So this will be the complete template. Okay, for the complete total resources. Okay, likewise you can use. Okay, likewise you can create the resources using design mode. Okay, so one more option, if you have the scripts with you, then you can use the scripts. So templates are very easy, and we can take to any environment. Once that, if you have prepared the template at one time, then you can use the same template for n number of times. You can use the same code for n number of times with minimum modifications. Okay, so here I'm using the template is ready, and specify the template. So where is the location of the template? Whether the template is located in the Amazon S3 bucket or it is in the local. Okay, so you can, as I already told you in the last class, so S3. So after this topic, I'll explain about S3. Okay, so S3 is nothing but it is simple storage service. It is provided by the Amazon for storing the document up to 5 GB. In the free tier, it can allow to store the files up to 5 GB. Okay, so it is lightweight, and instead of creating the volumes, so volumes are costly when compared to the S3. So that's why, so we can create the up to 5 GB. The resources storage, the files storage is free. Okay, so or if the file is in your local, then simply upload the file here. So just here I have the file. So formation, the first one. So here the file is uploaded. So click on the next. Now here give the stack name. So give any name, stack name here. I'm writing the CF EC2, the cloud formation EC2. Sorry, VPC. I'm creating the VPC, right? So I'm creating the VPC. So now parameters. So whenever in the last class I already told you, when you write the program, so there are 4 options. There are main headings are there. Is 4. So description. So as a small thing. So it's a optional only. So parameters, this is also optional, not required, but resources are compulsory, is the main thing. So parameters, resources, and outputs at the end. So these are also optional. The main part is resources. Okay, templates, the main part is resources. So parameters are nothing but these are used to pass at the time of template creation, at the time of uploading. Okay, so as whatever you are giving in the parameters, the same thing here it is appear. So environment name, so you can give any name. Okay, let us say if you want to can give the project name also like this, or I want to append some name, or I want to append some name to each and every. It is a course VPC. It is a course route table. It's a course subnet one, course subnet two. Likewise, I want to append any name before the resource. Okay, you can use this environmental name. This is optional only. All these are optional, so no need to give. Okay, but so you must understand. So what is meant by parameter? And after that, public subnet one CADR. So whatever you have given here, so the same thing it will come here. Public subnet one CADR. So if you want, you can change here. Okay, if you want, you can change here. Next, public subnet to CADR. So this is this next one. And next one, VPC. So whatever the values were given in the parameters, the same thing it will take. Okay, so click on next. Next is tags. So tags means this is also optional only. So if you want to give any tags for this, so I want to give a tag as codes. So I'm giving the codes. Next, permissions. So I'll explain what is meant by IAM also in this class. Okay. So currently this is optional only. Next, stack failure. So what happened if if you are wrongly given any if the stack is failing, the template is failed because of any errors. So then what to do? For example, VPC is created, internet gateway is created, but attachment is failed. So after that, the next options will not be executed. So then what happened to the existing resources? So these are already created, right? Okay, these resources are already created. So then what to do? You are stuck at the middle. So then what happened? You need to roll back the changes. Okay, that means the complete whatever it is created just now, everything will be deleted. Okay, that is a rollback option. Or we have one more option, so preserve successfully provisioned resources. So you need to keep the resources which are created. Okay, or if you want to roll back, you can roll back. Okay, next advanced options. So these are optional only. So stack policy. So if you have any policy, you can create the policy. Otherwise, it is not required. It is optional only. Rollback configuration. So this is also not required. The notification options. So this also you can give SNS. Okay, whenever you are creating any SNS topic, simple notification service, you can give the SNS topic here. Otherwise, just ignore this one. So stack creation options. So it's also optional. So next one. So next review. The final thing is the review of CloudFormation VPC. So before creating this, so let me go and check whether any resource is there in the VPC. So currently I have only one VPC, that is default VPC. Okay, with the CADR block, this one. So this is a default VPC. So default. Okay, so next if this is subnets, so these are the default subnets. Okay, these are default subnets which are attached to the main VPC. And route tables. Okay, so this is a default route table. And internet gateways. So this is also internet gateway. So if you delete this one, let us. So internet gateway deleted. Next, elastic IPs, because I'm not given any elastic IP in the script. but if you want, you can give. So NAT gateway. So no NAT gateways. Okay, like this we can give. So go to the route tables. So try to delete this one. I think this is a default one only. Yeah, it cannot be deleted. It's a default one. Now let me create this stack. Okay, so currently just is a review only. Whatever the things we have done, it just use a review. So go to the bottom. So here just acknowledge to create stack. So whenever you're creating stack, so here the background is showing the logs. So create in progress. If you do refresh, you will get some more logs. Okay, so for each and every activity, okay, it is showing. If it is success, then it will give the, so see here, so VPC creation is successful. So creation complete, it is showing the message. Next, so no ingress security group is complete. So route table, public route table is complete. So public subnet 1 association is also complete. So public subnet 2 association is done. So default public route is done. So finally, so VPC is complete. So on the left side, you can see create complete. Okay, so VPC is now created with the name CF VPC. Let us check whether the VPC is created or not. See here, the name of VPC is ports. It is created with the CADR block, this one. Okay, so this is just now created. And if you go to the subnets, in addition to 3, you can see 2 more subnets. So see here, whenever you are writing the environment variable, so then that name is appending to this public subnet. This is a public subnet 1, public subnet 2. And next, go to the route tables. So course public route table. And internet gateways. So it's a course internet gateway is created. Okay, like this we can work. You go to the security groups. So one security group is created with no rules. No ingress means no rules. Don't think any other way. So it is no rules here. No inbound rules, no outbound rules. Okay, it is allowing all traffic by default. So no ingress, that is no input. So in this way, we are creating the VPC. Understood? Any doubts? So after the creation, so if you see here the information, so stack info. So here it is giving the what is information of the template, how it is created. Okay, the information of the template it is created. Okay, and this is also stored in the S3 bucket by default. Okay, so next events. So now just we have seen what are the events that are happening. Total 32 events are happening. So resources. So what are the resources created? So what are the resources were defined? All the resources are created. So VPC, public subnet association. So everything. So 10 you are created. So 10 is done. And outputs. So here, whenever you are mention the outputs at the bottom of this file, so these outputs, the same outputs are available here. So VPC, public subnet 1, public subnet 2, public subnets, no ingress security group. So total 5 you have done. So here also, whatever you have given here, the same thing displayed there. There is a use of outputs and parameters. What are the parameters you have passed? You are given the 4 parameters, right? So those parameters are displayed here. And template. So what is a template? So this is a template you have created. You can see the template. So change sets. It is not required. Now, same thing you can see in the designer also. Whatever you have created, the same thing you can see in the designer. So see here. So this is the you have done. There's a public subnet 1, public subnet 2, VPC. So everything you can see here, the same. Understood how to work with the cloud formation? This is about cloud formation. Now I'm going to delete this existing stack. So delete. Whenever I do the deleting this stack template, so everything will be reverted back. All the resources are deleted. If you want to delete manually, it will take a lot of time, right? Okay, and sometimes it is also confusing. So which is deleted or not? Okay, taking time on something is missed. So, but with the help of stack, so it will create automatically. So the events also you can see. So delete complete. It will give the events. So delete complete. So public subnet 1 is deleted. So 2 deleted. So public route is deleted. So ingress security group is deleted. Okay. So next public route table is deleted. So VPC deleting in progress. So public subnet 1 deleted. Internet gateway deleted. And finally, it will show the deletion of VPC. So see VPC. So delete complete. So if you go to the VPC, just refresh here. So see, there is no course VPC. Now if you go to the subnets, there is no subnets. Internet gateways, no internet gateways. Okay. If you see security groups, okay, see, no security groups. Understood? This is a creation of VPC. Now, if you check the next template, security group. So currently you have not given any security group here. Okay, this is a resource type. In this way, you need to give the default one. So in the AWS EC2 and security group. In this way, you need to give. So if you want to pass the inbound rules, how to pass the inbound rules? How to pass the outbound rules? Okay, that is very, very important, because if you want to log in into the machine, by default, you must open the port 22, right? And at the same time, if you want to access the HTTP any web server, 80 port should be open. If you want to access the Tomcat, 80 port should open. So in such case, you need to definitely work with the security group, because without security group, you are unable to work with any applications. Okay, you are unable to log in into the machine even. So we are created the security group with no rules. No port is open here. Just it's a dummy security group. Okay, no inbound rules, no outbound rules. So click on the security group. It's a simple thing. So the same template you can find in the Google also, from Amazon. Okay, AWS security group. For each and every resource you have template is there. For each and every resource you have the template is there. Just take the template. Examples, good examples. So just take this template. So the type is, so these are JSON script, this is a YAML script. So type is AWS EC2 security group. So properties, you can give the description to allow the HTTP to client, okay, client host. So reference is, so what is the reference? So my VPC. You need to give the VPC information here. So security group. Okay, security group ingress. So here you need to give the, this is ingress. You can see the two terms. One is ingress, second one egress. Ingress is nothing but inbound rules. Egress is nothing but outbound rules. Okay, ingress is nothing but inbound rules. Egress is nothing but outbound rules. So by default, I want to open the port 80. Therefore, from port 80 to port 80, the port is open, and the CADR IP is this one. Any port, any IP can access this. Port 80 is open. And egress, outbound rules. So here also, I'm allowing 80, and CADR IP is this one. The same thing here I'm using. So inbound is 80, and I'm also allowing other one 22 also. So by default, output that is outbound rules will be allowed defaultly. Here I'm opening the two ports. One is 80, another one is 20. Okay, here I'm opening the two ports. One is 22, another one is 80. Okay, so let us check whether the security group is created. Here in this resource, I am only creating the security group. I'm not attaching the VPC. Here you are, it is additional option. Okay, here I'm not attaching this to any VPC. Now just go to the CloudFormation here. Now create a stack. The template is ready. So upload the template. Security group. Next. There's some issue here. So unresolved resource dependencies in the resource block. Okay, I think you need to give that resource, that is VPC should be created here. Okay, that is a missing here. Okay, let me copy this one. But here VPC is not there, so I need to add this VPC block. Let me add only this block VPC. But before that, okay, let me do one thing in the VPC itself. Here I am creating the itself. I'm creating the security group. Just security group. I'm copying this section. Here already we have given reference VPC, but the VPC is not there. Here we have given the VPC, but that VPC is not available there. That's why it is throwing the error. Okay, so here in the security group, so I have given the security. So now there is not in the security group. Now here I need to give the VPC name. So whether what is the VPC? Yeah, here the VPC is there. So the same name here I'm passing. Reference VPC. Okay. Now let us check the same program. So to this I'm adding the security groups. Okay. So previously security group is added, but that security group does not have the any input and output inbound and outbound ports open. Okay. So here this part I'm deleting. Okay. Now, right now let me upload the template again. Now in the output block of the template, non-resolved resource dependencies, no ingress security group. I think some naming issue here. Here naming issue because I have deleted no ingress to ingress, right? That's why it is showing somewhere else. Let me check. Okay, here it is taking. So naming reference should be same, otherwise it is throwing the error. Okay, I have deleted just no here. That's why it is throwing the error. You can upload this document. Next, now it is okay. Now I'm creating CF VPC SG. So VPC SG. So both VPC with security group both are creating. Environment I'm giving as course, the project name. So next, here you can give the name, and here also you can give course. Next, everything is default. Now review. select this option, create stack. Now here, let us check what will happen. It is creating background. So VPC is created, internet gateway is created. So Ingress security group is created. So route table is created. Association is done. So default public route is also done. So finally, it is completed. Now, if you check the ports which are open here, the security groups. So if you refresh, so course VPC is created. So go to the security groups, refresh. Here course VPC is created. If you select this one previously, I do not have any inbound rules. Currently, if you see, two ports are open here. So two inbound rules. One is 80, other one is 22. So both are open. Okay. So in this way, we can create the security group and VPC. Right? Now, understood? Or are following or not? Okay. Next. So again, I'm deleting this one because I'm going to explain the third one. So VPC, EC2. Now I'm going to create the EC2. I'm attaching the VPC to the EC2. This is the main task, right? So that's why. Here, I'm creating the mappings. Okay. So mappings means, so there's a one more parameter, one more thing you need to use, one more point you need to. So in addition to the parameters, outputs, resources, like this, we have one more option called mappings. So mappings means with the help of mappings, you can list out, you can get the, so multiple options you can pass. Okay. For example, I want to select the, okay, I want to select the AMIs in different regions. Okay, I want to select, for example, here. So for Asia Pacific, it is AP South 1. For example, I want to launch one more in the US East 1. Okay, I want to launch the instance in US East 1. For that also here you need to mention. So that is US East 1. East 1. So for this, you need to give the AMI. I already told you what is meant by AMI. AMI is nothing but Amazon machine image. It is nothing but for each and every image. Okay, for each and every image, say RHL box or any Ubuntu box or Amazon Linux, for each and every image, we have one ID is there. That ID is called as, okay, AMI, Amazon Machine ID. So if you go to EC2, in the North Virginia, so this is the region of US East 1. Here, if you go to the instances, click on the launch instance. Launch instance. So select the free tier. This is the free tier. So let us take Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So for this, here you are seeing the AMI, right? Amazon Machine ID. So this ID you need to give. So this ID will be different for location to location, zone to zone. This will be different. Okay, this ID will be different from zone to zone. If you want to select one more, US East 2. Okay, so if you give the multiple options here, so you can map at the time of creating the resource, the time of creating the template. So here in the US East 2, that will be different. In the US East 2, the Red Hat, so if you take the same Red Hat, the AMI value will be different. You need to select in which location I want to create this template, these resources. Okay, that is you can give here. Here, this is the AMI for this US West to US East 2. So in this way, we are giving the mappings. If you want, you can add n number. So this will be useful at the time of selecting the starting of template. Some space issue. Right. Now, after the parameter I have given, I want to log in into the machine. Okay, I want to log in into the machine. That's why you need to pass the key pair. You need to pass the key pair. So this is a default syntax for key pair. Okay, so whenever you mention the key pair like a key name like this, so and you are passing this in the parameters, therefore, when you launching the template, so this template will list out what are the keys available in the machine. Okay, what are the keys available in the machine? So you need to use that key. Or if you want to create a new key, for example, I want to launch the instance in the AP South one itself. That is in our Mumbai region only. I want to launch the instance. So at the bottom, if you go to the key pair, okay, go to the EC2. Here, if you go to the key pair, here you can see the keys, list of keys. Currently, I have only one key. So if you create one more key name, let me be course key. I'm writing the name as course key. Here you need to download the key. You can download the PEM file or you can directly download the PPK file. So I'm downloading the PEM file itself because it is very easy sometimes. So we can convert PEM to PK, but we cannot convert PPK to PEM. So that's why. So create key pair. So course key is downloaded. So now I have two keys. So these two keys will be listed out. Okay, at the time of creating the template. Okay, that's why here I'm giving the key name, key pair, key name. And next resources. So this is as usual. So VPC, everything is same. We are adding one extra resource. So here private subnets are there. So I'm just deleting this one. I don't want to create any private subnets. Okay, I don't want to create any private. I want to create only public subnets. So here the security group also same thing I'm giving. So 8022 I'm giving here. So this is the main point, EC2. How to create the EC2 instance. It's very important. Okay, just we have for that also we have the default template will be there in the Amazon. In the default template will be there AWS EC2 instance. If you see the examples, you can see the examples. JSON. So this is the YAML format. So here first you need to give the type AWS EC2 instance and you need to give the image ID. Okay, image ID means AMI ID. Okay, if you want to create the instance with a known region, okay, so you can give that particular EMI. But here I have given I have taken multiple zones, but out of multiple zones, I want to choose at the time of template creation. But if you don't have option, if you have only one zone, then you can pass that AMI directly here. Okay, so next key name. So key name here we have only one key, then you can specify the name here. Or otherwise you can call this from the parameter section. This is also for image ID also you can call from the mapping section. Simple callings, all these are simple callings. Okay, so next volumes. So these are not required. If you are not specified these things, so delete on termination, so volumes. So it will take by default values. Okay, if you are not specified any device name or volume type, delete on termination, it will take the default one. So this is one example. Another example is so. Okay, this is one more example here, specifying the region. Okay, like so here I'm taking. So see here, image ID I'm find in the mappings. I'm find in the mappings. Like this I'm giving. In the region map, so reference one. So reference is here, I have specified this, AWS region AM. I'm specifying this image ID like this. Or if you want to give directly, you can give the image ID. That is also one, no problem. And instance type, that is also important. Which instance you need to give? I want to give t2.micro. I'm giving the t2.micro. Okay, subnet ID. So you are calling this subnet ID. Here you are referring this from the public subnet one. Okay, here you are specifying this public subnet one. You are specifying this ID. Okay, next key name. As I mentioned, key name, you are calling the references. Security group IDs. So this is also you are calling. Previously, whatever you have given, that is calling here. So tags. So key optional only. You can give the course EC2. With this name, the instance will come into the picture. And outputs. So here, so this EC2 instance public IP will be displayed. Okay, now let me execute this VPC EC2. Now creating the stack. So template is ready. Upload the file. Next. So here I'm typing, you can give any name, not only this. I'm creating the EC2. Therefore CF-EC2. So here, see parameters it is asking. You have given only one parameter right in the program. In the script, you have given only one parameter, keys. So already in your location, you have two keys. So one is Linux key, another one is course key. Which one you want to select? Okay. So what is the use of key? The use of key, you can log in into the machine. Otherwise, if you are not specified this key, you are not able to log into the machine. However, you can do the external works. Okay, so let me select the course key, the newly created key. So next, so tags, you can use the tags, codes. Okay, next, all these are up the review point. Check this box, create stack. Now see the events which are coming. Now again in the now we see currently there is no EC2 is there here. So no EC2 within short moment. So this one instance will come into the picture. So public routes is going now. Subnet one, route tables, association is done. So default public route, that is also done. So meanwhile, I convert this temp key into PPK file. Okay. Now see, this is done. EC2 instance created. Now if you go to the instances, just refresh. Now see, we are able to see course EC2 that is going to be run. Now again, everything is clear. Now if you see here, you want to see what is the VPC attached here. So you can check here. So security groups you can see here, and course key is attached, and public IP is there. And if you want to see the details of VPC, here you can see the VPC details. So this is a VPC ID, course VPC, that is created and it is added, and this is a Amazon machine ID. Okay, and subnets. Okay, so subnets are created here. Understood? Now, if you want to log in into the machine, that is also you can log in. Now, select this one. Right? Now you are in the machine. Now you can work it. So without creating the resources manually, you are creating by using a template. Understood? So this is the EC2 creation as well as attaching. And I'm deleting this tag. Understood this one, right? Any doubts here? You can see the outputs. It is showing the public IP. Outputs, it is displaying the parameters, whatever you want. Here you are asking to display public IP. That's why it is showing the public IP. Right? Any doubts? Next. Okay. Or if you are doing any modifications to the existing one, okay, for example, so this is the next file, the same file, but here at the end I'm adding one HTTPD. Okay, I'm adding one HTTPD service. So for this, what I'm doing, I'm writing the user data. You know this part, right? So user data means already you have done. So if you want the HTTPD service along with the instance creation, then that information you can pass in the user data section while launching the machine. Already you have practiced with that. The same script here we are giving like this. So user data section here, the function base 64 you are giving. So substitution. So this pipe is nothing but multiple lines. It is showing the multiple lines. So you are writing some script file here. So bin bash. So we are installing the HTTPD package and service is started. And after that, you are passing some message. Okay, here you can pass any message. Here I'm writing, so welcome to Cloudformation classes. I'm passing this message. And what happened whenever you do echo, so then what happens? This text will be appended to the HTML file. It will be deployed. Okay, so I'm just adding only this part. Okay, I'm adding only this part. Now I don't want to create the instance again. Okay, so if you want to delete and again recreation, okay, instead of that, I'm just adding the same point here, user data, and attach method. Okay, now I have added the same thing here in the existing one. Now what I want to do here, instead of deleting and recreating, just update the stack. Okay, just update. Update means same template, but we have some more parameters are added. Okay, so use the current template. Next, force key. What is it? So replace the current template. So you can replace the current template with new one because I have added some values. So next, force key and tags, same thing. Next, update stack. Previously you are seeing create stack, now you are showing update stack. So here you can see changes, so modify. You can see the option is a modify. Now see, it is not starting completely. It's just updating the existing template. So in the EC2 section only, we are added one parameter. Therefore, update is in progress. Once the update is done, now you can able to access the application. Now, if you try to access this, still it is in progress. See, update is completed. Now, if you want to try to access the application, /index.html. In the inbound rules, so both are there. AD22 both will be there. Let me check whether service is there or not. Okay, here it is still initializing. Status checks are not there. That's why it is not coming. Whenever the service is there, then we can. Your IP also got changed. So it is updated. That's why IP also got changed. Now it is 2x2 checks. Let us access. So service HTTPD status. Service is not installed there. Let me do one thing. I'll update the stack once again. Please somewhat failed here. Let me update this. Use the current template, replace the template. I'm using the fourth one. Both will be same. Fourth key. So it will take some time. Okay, so in this way, we are working with the cloud formation. So once this is updated, then we can able to access the application directly. Okay. We will wait for some time for updation purpose. So meanwhile, I'll going to explain one more topic. So it is creating again a new subnets each and every, because we are updating different file, right? That's why. Update complete, so cleanup in progress. It is done. Here, let me try to access this application. Okay, I'll do one thing. I delete the stack and reapply. Okay, so meanwhile, I'm going to explain one more topic called the S3 bucket. So now I'm going to explain about S3 buckets. S3 means simple storage service that is provided by the Amazon for storage purpose, for storing the documents and files. So it is terminated. Service is okay. Now let me create the stack once again. So I put this one. Next, course formation, HTTP key name, giving course key. Next, the name course. Next, okay, this will create a new stack. Let me wait for some time. Before that, I will explain this about S3. So whatever we did just now, so one of the copy, cloud formation copy, that will be moved here. So whatever the templates were executed, so all these templates will come here into the S3 bucket by default. Okay. So what is the use of S3 buckets? S3 buckets are nothing but these are used to provide the storage purpose. Okay. These are mainly used for the storage purpose. So the data from the S3 buckets you can use in anywhere in the AWS. Okay, the data in the S3 bucket you can use anywhere in the AWS service. You can call the files from this S3 bucket whenever it is required. Okay, so now how to create the buckets first. So if you see whenever you open the S3 bucket, so this is a view like this. So here you can create the bucket here. Click on the create bucket. So here it is asking the bucket name. Remember, the bucket name should be unique. So here you can see the bucket name must be unique and must not contain spaces and uppercase letters. Unique means already some names will be allocated in the bucket name. For example, I want to use course. Okay, I want to use course. Let us see whether the course is bucket name created or not. So you need to specify the region, AWS region. You can specify. So you can have the list of regions. You can specify any one of the region. I'm choosing the AP South one region. Okay, so next copy settings from existing bucket. If we have any existing bucket settings are there, so then you can use the settings you can copy the same settings. Okay, if it is not there, then you can work with this bucket, new bucket. Next, object ownership. So whenever you are creating the buckets, in that buckets you are keeping the files and folders. Okay, you are keeping the files and folders. So then how you access the files and folders. By using ACL is disabled, ACL is enabled. So what is ACL? ACL means Amazon command line. Okay, Amazon command line mode. Sorry, access control list. It's not Amazon command line, it is access control list. So if it is disabled, then you need to get the access. Okay, so you need to get the access for getting the for accessing the files. So by default, it is ACL is recommended. So all objects in this bucket are owned by this account only. Okay, the other accounts are not able to access these files. Okay, if it is enabled, so then access to bucket and its object can be specified using ACLs. So these are owned by other AWS accounts. Okay, so if you are enabled, so then other buckets also, okay, other AWS account holders also can able to access the files which are there in your S3 buckets. If it is disabled, the other persons are not able to access these files. Okay, but it is recommended is only disabled option. So next one, this is very, very important option. So block all public access. Okay, if you don't want to give the public access to your bucket and the files in that bucket, so then you need to select this option. Okay, if you don't want to give the public access, okay, if you don't want to give the if you want to give the public access, just unselect this one. Whenever you unselect, you can see all these options. So you can also select individual options also. So block public access to buckets and objects. So block public access to buckets and objects rendered through any access control list. So likewise, you can see any options. First, I'll explain the two cases. One is by giving the public access and without giving the public access. What is the difference? Okay, now turning this, you are just approving that you are giving the public access to the bucket. So bucket versioning, this is also very, very important. So bucket versioning means, for example, in the bucket, you are adding one file. Okay. And with the modification of that file, you are adding one more file. Okay. Existing file. Okay. You did some modifications and you are uploaded the same file into the S3 bucket. Then what happened? It will be saved into the bucket without overwriting with a new version. Okay, for example, if you are create in this folder, one file is there. If you are overwriting this file with the same name, then what happened? The old file will be deleted and the only new file will be there. Okay, but in the S3 bucket, if you enable the versioning option, then what happened? The two files will be kept. Okay, two files will be available with a different version. If you disable this, so then the old file will be deleted and new file only will be present. Okay, so enable. So better to enable options so to keep multiple files. And next tags, these are optional things. And next default encryption. So if you want to encrypt your files, you can disable or enable here. So currently I'm disabling this one. Now create bucket. Simple options. So see here what it is showing. I have given the name as course, but the same name is already exists. You need to select a unique name. Unique name means along with this name, you need to pass some variables like this. Anything you can pass. If you give any name with your any name, it will take, but already exists in that AWS. That's why you need to pass a unique name like this. Okay, but I don't want to give this much long name. I'm just giving this. Let us check whether this is creating the bucket or not. Yes, okay, it is created. So with the name course-ajk. Now, if you see here, if you select this bucket, here you can see the option objects can be public. Because while creating the this bucket, you are giving the option as give the public access. That's why this bucket is available for public and the files which are there in the bucket also available for public. Okay, now currently there are no files or folders here. I'm just creating one file. Let us take, you can save HTML files also. you can save HTML file. So currently I have in the course section, okay, here in the Docker, in the volume, I have these three files. Let us say I'm taking the course.html file. Just drag and drop here. Just drag and drop. So the file will be uploaded here. So upload. So here files one whose size is 726 bytes. Now just go to the bottom. So here you can see the permissions. Okay, here you can see the permissions. Now grant public access, already it is given public access, right? So therefore, no problem. So properties, if you anything properties is related to the volume, that is not required, optional. Keep the default one. So create upload. So now the file is uploaded here. Now one file course.html is there in the bucket. Okay, close this. Now if you move into the bucket, so you can see the multiple options: objects, properties, permissions, metrics, management, access points. Okay, so objects means what are the objects which are there. You can create or multiple, you can add multiple files and folders here in the object section. In the properties section, if you go to the properties section, here whatever the properties you have chosen at the time of creation, you can see here, like region. So bucket versioning, here you can edit the bucket versioning. Okay, if you want to enable the version, so you can select here. Okay, if you want to suspend, you can suspend here. Next, tags. You have not given any tags. So encryption, whatever the options you have chosen at the time of bucket creation, all these are available here. Okay, so event notifications, you can give any event notifications. So object lock, if you want to create any specific object lock here, you can choose. So it is by default it is disabled. Okay, here one more option. So server access logging. Whenever you are enable this one, logs will be generated. Okay. So next, and this is very, very important. So static website hosting. So with the help of this option, okay, you can access the application. You have currently course.html application is there, right? In the bucket. Okay, if you enable this option, okay, if you enable this option, you can access the application without taking the IP slash, without deploying in the machine. Okay, without deploying in the machine, you can access the application which is there in the bucket. Now for this, you need to give host a static website. Okay, so if you select this option here, you need to give the name of the document. So the name of the document is, it is course.html. Course.html. So this is a document which is there in the bucket. So it's optional. You can pass one more thing. Okay, so next, there's also optional. So now save changes. Whenever you save these changes, what happened here? Again, go to the bottom. Here you are seeing one link directly. This is called as endpoint. This is called as endpoint. If you directly click on this one, okay, you can able to access this application. Okay, if we go to this file again, object, select this object, go to the actions. So I think it is already make it as a private, public only. Then why it is not coming? Let me change. It is coming over here. So go to the permissions. So objects can be public here. So we have given all are public. So bucket policy. Here in the bucket policy, you need to give the bucket policy. Here, go to the AWS bucket policy for static website. You can see one policy file, when policy script is there, you need to pass that script. You want to access the application by default, so you are not able to access the application here. So this is the bucket policy. This is you need to pass, followed by the bucket name. Here you need to mention the bucket name. Okay, so here I'm just overwriting this. Here I'm giving the bucket name. So what is my bucket name? It is course-ajk. Course-ajk. So this is nothing but it will allow the public access. Though it is already public access is there, but still it is showing some other. That's why I am giving the public access. Now see here, you are seeing public. So publicly available. Now if you try to access the application, okay, if you try to access the application, now you can see the application is you can access. Okay, so in this way, we can work with S3 buckets. And one more thing, if you want to create one more bucket, the private, I'm taking the private now. Okay, so course BJK. Let us take BJK. Okay, here the same thing. So is it disabled? So here by default, I'm not allowing any access, public access. So therefore block. So versioning, enable versioning. Okay, so default encryption, so it is disabled. Create bucket. Now see here, what will be the option here? Here course AJK is publicly available. Course BJK, you see here what is the description? Bucket and objects are not public. So those are not public. If you want to try to access, nobody can access this files and folders in the bucket. Now I want to move some more files here. So I'm moving welcome.html. You can move any file, not only this one. Okay. So next permissions. The permissions here just not in here, just upload. Yes. Now welcome.html is available here. Now go to the properties. Go to the bottom. Static website hosting. Edit. Enable. Here you can give the file name as welcome.html. Save changes. If you go to the bottom, you will get one endpoint. If you try to access this, it won't come because this is private. This is private, therefore it is not coming. Okay, so if you want to access this application, which is there in the private bucket, okay, then you need to pass, you need to give this policy. Okay, you need to give this policy. So for this, move to the bucket. First select this file. So go to the actions. In here, make public. Here it is not appear. Just permissions. Okay. So just go to the properties, permissions here. Here first, so block all public access is on. First, you need to change this. First, you need to disable the public access. So save changes. So confirm. So public access is disabled first. So here objects can be public. Now after this, you need to change the bucket policy here. Okay, here you need to change the bucket policy by copying this from here. Just paste here. So give the bucket name. Course-bjk. Just save this. Now it is publicly accessible. Now you can see the message publicly accessible. So go to the properties, go to the bottom, click on here. Now see, you are able to access the application. Okay, so this is the way how we are using the buckets. Okay, if you are, for example, the CloudFormation template, here it is there. Okay, let us take, I'm copying this template into the S3 bucket. Okay. objects. I'm copying this template into this. Now here I need to pass this file, okay, into the S3 bucket cloud formation here. Okay, I think now delete. Okay. So you can pass the same template here. So when we're creating stack, so template is ready. Here I'm using the Amazon S3 URL here. So here, what is the URL? You need to give the S3. Select this one. Okay, it's already there. We are uploading in progress. Upload. Now the file is uploaded. Okay. Now click on this. You need to give this URL. Okay. You need to give this URL so that it will take the URL from here. Copy S3 URL here also there. Now you can pass the URL here. Okay. Now Amazon S3 template URL. Click on next. URL must be support URL. Let me copy this. Source BGP. Object URL. Let's copy this one. Yes, now it is taken. Now here you need to take the object URL. Now give here stack name. It is CF HTTPD. Parameters, you can give the key name as sports key. Next, name as sports. Next, okay. Now it is okay. Now, okay, so meanwhile, we will discuss one more topic. So S3, this is about S3 buckets. So do you have any doubts in the S3 buckets? How we are creating the buckets? And still the topic is, it is not ended, S3 bucket topic. So, but in the real time, we are not accessing the S3 buckets from the GUI like this. We are using the command mode. We are using the command mode to use the S3 buckets. So how to use the this EC2 resources by using command mode means for that you need to install a tool called AWS CLI. Okay, you need to install AWS CLI. AWS command line interface. You need to download this tool. Just download this package. Windows package is there. So in the real time, we are working with this package. From the command line, we are installing, we are using, we are connecting or we are modifying the S3 bucket content. It is done. It is running. Let me try to access the application. Something issue in the file itself. Let me update this tab. There's something issue with the stack itself here. But we need to use package installed or not. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Oh, it is coming. See, it is directly coming. I think the machine is about to start. That's why it is coming. It's working. Okay. Like this, we can work with the CloudFormation and S3. S3 in the GUI mode. Now I'm going to explain the same S3 in the command line. But in the real time, remember, so command line access is given. So how to connect with the S3 bucket by using command line? That is also very important point. So for that, okay, in the organization, okay, already when you are joining the organization, your seniors will be there in the organization, or your lead, okay, your team leader will be there. So he should add you, okay, he should add you in the group, and he will give the permission. So that permission is given by the administrator called, that permission is given by IAM, identity and management, I think, identity and access management. Okay, identity and access management. IAM stands for identity and access management. So this access is given to main admin. Main admin will be there who has this access. And whenever you join the company, he will give the permissions to you. Okay, to access the AWS account, he will give the permissions. Company by default has its own AWS account, right? So to access that AWS account, so your person, your senior person, or tech lead, so he will add you, okay, add your details in the IAM, or he will give the access in the IAM. So how he will give the access means, so he use it like this. So he click on the users and he will add the user. Okay, currently there are no users. So let me add the users here. So listen, this is very, very important topic here. So username is giving the username as Vasishtha is giving the name. This is very, very important. In the interviews also they're asking the questions on this. So there are two types of access there he is giving. One is programmatic access, another one is console access. So programmatic access, whenever he given the programmatic access, then you can work with the only command line. If you want to access the AWS, that is possible only with the help of commands. You are not able to log in the AWS in the console mode. In the GUI mode, you are not able to work. You can work only with the command line tools. Command, sorry. Whenever he given the AWS management console, okay, so he now you can access the AWS by using your username and password. So this is the username, and here the password will be auto generated, or he can create the password like this. Okay, and also he create the he can reset the password also. If you forget the password, then you ask him, he will give a request. Okay, but if we give the both access, then that is also fine. Now I will tell you how to work with the programmatic access, because you know how to work with the console access. When he give the programmatic access, how you can work? So click on the permissions. Here, upon creating the user, so which permissions? That means AWS has so many resources, right? VPC is there, this EC2 instance is there, CloudFormation is there, S3 buckets are there. Okay, next CloudWatch is there. So likewise, we have so many tools are there in the, so many services are there in the AWS. Okay, so on to which service you need the access. So which service you need the access, only that access only he will give. Okay, add user to group. For example, currently I don't have any groups. If we create a group which belongs to permissions, then he will add you to the particular group, so that the group permissions will be the group which is having the permissions that will be applicable to you. So copy permission from existing user, or already your colleague is there in the team and he has some permissions. He will give the same permissions to you by selecting this option. Or if you want to give only specific permissions, he will use this, attach existing policies directly. Here you can see 724 policies will be there. Okay, for example, I want to assign EC2 access. Okay, I want to give to you full EC2 access. So Amazon EC2 full access. He can give this access to you. And I want to give S3 bucket access. So for that also S3 full. So he will give the S3 full bucket access to you. Like this, I'm selecting only two. In the real time, he will give some more policies also, depending on the requirement. With the help of these two, you are only manage these two things. Okay, you are unable to touch the remaining thing. For example, VPC. So you can have the Amazon VPC full access. So then you can able to access the VPC. So next, tags. So give the tags anything like policies. You can give the policies. Next, review. So username is this one. He is given the programmatic access, and the permissions is given. These the permissions are given here. So create user. Now the user will be created. So remember, this is very, very important. Whenever you are getting the programmatic access, you should get these two IDs. One is access key ID, another one is secret access key. So with these two only, you are able to connect with the AWS from the command line. Okay, so after creating the user, you need to save these two things. You need to save these two access key as well as secret key. If you forgot these things, you are unable to connect with the AWS account. Okay, for that, you can download this option also there. So when Excel will be downloaded, you can save the same values will be there in the Excel. Okay, now this Excel will be shared to you by the admin. Now you can connect with the this S3 bucket as well as EC2 instance as well as VPC by using AWS CLI. So for that, I'm taking here first, after AWS CLI is installed here in my local. So therefore AWS version. You can type the first command, the install or not, AWS --version. It will show the version. So see here, it is giving the version as 1.22.1. So this is a proof AWS CLI is there in your machine. After that, so how to connect with the machine? you need to connect with the AWS account from your local. How to connect? So he already shared the details. Okay, he already given the Excel details in the form of in the Excel. He given the access key and secret key. He is given. Now you need to connect from your local to this AWS account. How you are connecting means by using AWS configure. The first command is AWS configure. Whenever you click on enter, it is asking access key. So already this is there for you. So this is the access key. You need to use this access key. And it is asking for the access key ID, access key, secret access. Now this is a secret access key. You need to pass this. Now define region name. So optional is none. You can click on N. It is not required. Output format is not required. Now you can connect it with the AWS account. For example, okay, I have the S3 bucket access, right? So I want to see the list of buckets in this AWS account. Okay, in this AWS account, I want to see the list of buckets. Where is this S3? So I'm just going to S3 here. So I want to see the list of buckets here. So I have three buckets are there here. I want to access these buckets. Okay, I want to see the list of buckets. For that, the command is, remember, to access the S3, the command always start with AWS S3. Okay, the command for S3 buckets is AWS S3, followed by any command, it will follow. So ls, click on enter. It will list out the buckets which are there in the AWS account. See, so these are the three buckets which are there. Now you can work with the buckets in your local. Okay, now if you want to see the content of the bucket, what is the content of this bucket? What are the different files which are there in the bucket? So for that, same command, AWS S3. Okay, here you need to give the bucket name. AWS S3. Let me show the commands for understanding purpose. Here. Just give me a moment. Okay. I already downloaded it. So see here, these are the commands. AWS S3 MB bucket name. If you want to create a bucket in the remote, in the AWS account, so this is the command, AWS S3 MB bucket names to create the bucket. AWS S3 list. So it will list out the buckets. AWS S3 LS S3 bucket name. So it will give the list out. So what are the files which are there in the bucket? Okay, for this AWS S3 and S3 followed by, so for example, I want to see what is the content of this bucket. Click on enter. It will give the list of the files which are there in that bucket. So currently two files are there in the bucket, course BCK. So welcome.html and this file. Okay, and similarly, I want to see the files which are there in this bucket. So it is showing the list of files which are there in the bucket. So course.html is there. Likewise, we can use this. Okay, for example, if you want to create a bucket in the remote, so AWS S3 MB S3 colon. So what is the bucket name? You need to give a unique bucket. So let us say course CJK. I want to create this bucket. Click on the enter. So make bucket. It is created. You go to the AWS account. Okay, just search here, just refresh here. You can see the three buckets: AJK, BJK, CJK. And here I forgot to tell you, see here. Here HTML is there, right? For example, if, versioning is enabled. Okay, I forget to tell about that versioning concept. If you add one more file with the same name, okay, so let me copy the same name here into this one. So if you do not enable the versioning, so what happened? If you do not enable the version, the old file will be overwrite. Okay, the old file will be overwrite. But here what happened? Whenever you enable the versioning, still it is showing the only one file. But if you select the option here, show versions, select this option. Now see here, we are getting the two files, course.html, course.html. So two files will be there. Okay, with the different versions. Name will be same, but version will be different. You can see the time. Along with the time, you can see this. If you do not select the versioning, what happened? The old file will be overwritten. Old file will be overwritten. Okay, so likewise we create this one, and next we are already this course hyphen CJK is created. It's about the creation. Next we'll see the remaining commands. And next ls. Next, if you want to see that, delete empty buckets. Okay, remember very important point in the S3 section. The buckets cannot be deleted unless if the bucket is empty. Okay, the bucket cannot be deleted. Okay, for example, if you want to delete the bucket, okay, I want to delete the course BJK. I want to delete this bucket. It is throwing the error. What is it? Is the bucket is not empty. First, you need to delete all the objects in the bucket. Then only you can able to delete. Otherwise, you are not able to delete the bucket. Okay, if you want to delete the bucket, first you need to delete all the files which are there in the bucket here. So I'm deleting the buckets. So I'm deleting the files which are there in the bucket. Right? Now the files are deleted. Now I can able to delete the bucket course BJ. So the file is empty. You can use the empty bucket option. So here is empty. Click on empty bucket to permanently delete all the objects which are there in the bucket. Yes. So here you can type permanently delete. Now you can able to delete the bucket. Course hyphen BJK. But here it is showing one error again. Okay, it is deleted, no problem. So course hyphen BJK is deleted. If you want to delete a bucket, first you need to empty the bucket. You need to delete all the files from the bucket. Then only you are able to delete the bucket. Okay, so that is the important. So here this is a command used to delete the bucket, empty bucket only. Remember, you can able to delete the empty bucket. For example, if you want to delete any bucket, for example, course hyphen AJK is there. Okay, I want to delete this one. So what it is showing? AWS S3 RM RB nothing but remove bucket S3 course hyphen AJK. I want to delete this. It is throwing the error. See, it is throwing the remove bucket failed. Why? Bucket is not empty. First, you need to delete the contents of that bucket. Then only you can able to delete the bucket. Okay. Anyway, if you want to delete the bucket forcefully, for example, force hyphen CJK, this is empty bucket. So I want to delete this bucket. So just CJK. This will be deleted because that bucket does not have any files. Therefore, remove bucket. This will be deleted. Now, if you refresh here, no bucket. See, force hyphen CJK is deleted. Only two buckets are there here. Okay. Now I want to delete. I want to delete forcefully. I want to delete the bucket forcefully. So what happened because of this? The content of the file also will be deleted. The contents will be deleted as well as the folder will be deleted when means if the bucket is not version enabled. So the settings you are doing the setting right version enabled. If you do not if you disable the version enabled option, then only you can delete the bucket from the command line. Otherwise, it is not possible to delete the bucket. However, objects will be deleted. Objects will be deleted, okay, from the bucket, but the bucket will not be deleted because for that bucket version is enabled. That's why. Okay, so I'll delete this option later. For example, one more option. If you want to copy the files from local to the remote, okay, I want to copy this hi.html file. Okay, so from local to the remote. That is, I want to keep this file hi.html in that available bucket. So for that, I just move into that desktop. Here I have the file hi.html is there. Now I want to move this hi.html to the remote bucket. So for that, the command is same AWS S3. Okay, here you have a command copy CP, I think. Yeah, CP. So this is a command AWS S3. CP is the command. So the help of CP command, you can copy the files from your local to the remote bucket. AWS CP, AWS S3, CP. What is the file name? hi.html is there. So that I want to move into the remote bucket. So what is the bucket name? It is course-ajk. Now the file will be copied. So it will be uploaded from local to the S3 bucket. Now you can check here. See, hi.html is available here. Okay. Now in this way we can work with the S3 buckets. And we have one more option called sync. Sync means both your local as well as S3 bucket will be in the sync status. Whatever the files which are there were added in your local, the same files will be copied into the remote location. Both are in the sync location. If the file is deleted here, there also file will be deleted. Okay. Likewise, we can use the sync command also. Okay. Like this, we can work with S3 buckets. So all these are, and if you want to delete any file from the remote, okay, you can use this option. If you want to delete a file in the remote machine, so AWS S3, okay, RM. RM is the option for deleting the files. So S3 colon. So I want to delete hi.html in the bucket hi.html. Let me try this. See, the file is deleted in the bucket. If we refresh this, see, hi.html is deleted. In this way, we can work with the S3 bucket from the command line. Understood? Any doubts here? I'm just reverting the deleting the template here. And moreover, I'm also deleting this one. You need to delete this one because it's very, very highly secured thing. If this is given to any other person, then you will get lot of bill. So therefore, you need to delete immediately after your practice. So go to IAM again and delete the user. That's it. Simple task. To select this one, delete the user. So you can type the username. Whenever you type the username, so whenever the account is deleted, now you are unable to connect with this AWS account. Now see here, it will be deleted. Now if we try to do any activity, okay, so for example, I want to delete the bucket RB. It will throw the error because there is no account there. So remote bucket failed. Invalid access key. There is no key there. That's why it is throwing the error. Right? So in this way, we can work with the S3 buckets and CloudFormation. CloudFormation, I want to delete this. Okay, this will be deleted. This is also done. IAM is done. Okay, so I'm deleting this bucket also. I'm clearing my. So here this bucket will not be deleted because it is having some files. Therefore, first you need to do empty bucket. You need to select the empty bucket. It's throwing the error because first you need to disable the version policy. Okay, then only we can able to delete the bucket. Permanent delete. So empty the bucket. Yes, objects are deleted. Next, now you can delete the bucket. Name of the bucket. Okay, bucket is deleted. Now similarly, I want to empty this one also. This is come with the CloudFormation. Done. Yeah, clear. Now in this way we can work with the CloudFormation and S3. So today I have done CloudFormation, S3, okay, and IAM. So 3 are completed. So tomorrow, tomorrow I'll take the last class on Terraform. Okay, Terraform also similar to CloudFormation only. Okay, same thing. We are writing the scripts and we are creating the infrastructure. That's it. So after that, it will be over. So the content. So CloudWatch is over, Helm is over, EB is over, S3 CloudFormation is over. So remote desktop. So this is the RDS. RDS means a database service. That is also there. So I'll complete these tomorrow. SNS, SES are nothing but notification service. Very, very small topics. Okay. So tomorrow will be completed these 2 topics. So on Friday, Saturday. So 2 days, any doubt session and interview questions will be discussed. So mostly by the end of this week, by Saturday, we will complete the course. Any doubts you can ask, otherwise you can leave.